Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are back once again for another Track Titan community race stream. Here we are in Autodrom Most. I'm going to call it Most. It could be Most. Feel free to correct me if you know in the comments. We're here in Czechia, in Eastern Europe, at what is actually a fantastic circuit here in Czechia, as I said. In the comments box tonight, it's just me, Adam Chapman. Should be getting joined by Ryan Skywalker in a little bit of time. He can try and walk us through some of the more intricate driver details for what the drivers might expect here on track. But a very exciting race in prospect for us here. The Praga R1s are the car of choice tonight, and what a fantastic car they are. Custom built, single-seater race cars, carbon monocoques, slick tyres, the lot. Absolutely fantastic things, and we should see some exciting racing. As ever, qualifying well underway right now, so let's go over to track and see how the drivers are getting on. Here we are with Nathan Older. On track. He is the fastest man out on circuit, however he is the only person to have put a valid lap under 1 minute 50, which gives me the inclination those lap times might come down, and just as I say that, Roger Sale gets in there with a 1:36.030. So the lap time's already coming down. And a very exciting race in prospect, as I did say. The fastest lap time in the weekly Hot Lap Challenge, which of course runs for 1 week before every one of these races, was a 1:34.584, courtesy of Nathan Older. Let's see if he can replicate that in qualifying here, or even in the race. We'll go for an onboard lap in just a minute's time, but I've got less time to. I've got less people to bounce off and less to fill with without Spitz. Of course, I was missing when he's not here. Game sound too loud. Thank you, Ryan. Let's bring that down. Hope you can all hear me a little bit better now. I'll try not to play some like jazz in the background or anything like that, but yeah. Thanks to everyone that's joined us for the stream tonight. Nathan Older on your screens. Currently just going down the back part of the circuit here on the return straight. You've got a very interesting, almost Suzuka-like S's on the return straight before this final double right-hander here. A little bit like you might see at Sochi. Two almost 90-degree right-handers, but very, very wide radius, of course. Let's jump on board Nathan Older now and go for a lap here around Autodrom Most, so you can see him banging up through the gears, up to the red line, pinging off the limiter, and then into 6th gear as he comes across the start-finish line. The first corner here is a chicane, so braking deep, turning to that right-hand of the chicane, and it's quite a wide chicane here through the right-hander, using all the exit curb and powering down the hill here. Through turn 4, it's a long left-hander here. Through the hill once again, there's a little bit of a right kink, and then there's a sharper left turn, so a little bit of a touch of the brakes down into 3rd gear, locking up the brakes as he comes through the right hander here, correcting the steering through this technical section at the bottom of the circuit, and then a sharp hairpin here at the furthest part of the circuit. Now on the return stretch, back up the hill, down the hill as it turns out. Right-hander, then a left-hander, very, very wide corners, very flowing circuit here into a fast right-hander, like 130R that is. Nathan Older getting it a little bit wrong there, going very, very wide on the exit, but keeping the foot in like an absolute hero. Tighter right-hand corner here, and this now into this S's section that I said is very Suzuka S. You can see the cars just stick into the floor as they go around these long, wide left and right-handers. Nathan Older once again running a little bit wide on exit. Keeping the foot down, powering through into the final 2 corners, and he's going to slow down. Looks like he might be coming into the pits. And that will not be the fastest lap of the day for Nathan Older, that's for certain. As you can see, it's a very exciting circuit here in Most, in Czechia. A very fast-flowing circuit, but actually quite a short one in the grand scheme of things, but one that's criminally underused in truth. You can see this circuit out in World Superbikes every year. They've got a 5-year contract. World Touring Cars were also meant to be here for 2021, but I believe that got cancelled because of some financial issues. Which is very sad, as the TCRs, I'm sure, would do very, very well around here. Fantastic racing in those cars is what everyone has come to expect. Before the race, having a chat with some of the drivers. A lot of the drivers enjoy these Pragas, but one driver that doesn't quite enjoy them was Michel Rodriguez. Couldn't quite get to grips with the car. The sexiest man in Track Titan, as he's seemingly become to known, can't quite get the setup right, but that doesn't seem to matter to him right now. Currently in 3rd position on the 2nd row of the grid. That's not too bad of a time for him, but he is 0.8 of a second off the pole position. Nicolas Barriant just pipping him to the front row of the grid there, and I'm sure there will be some more lap times that come up a little bit lower than Michel Rodriguez. He does improve his lap time there though as he comes across the line, putting in a 1:35, and that's only 5/10 slower than Nathan Alder in pole position. So Michel Rodriguez quickly getting up to speed. 2 minutes remaining in qualifying here, and not too much going on out on circuit. We haven't got too many new drivers neither. All returning drivers. I don't think I've seen too much Nicholas Sharon before, so he's one of our newer drivers this season, I do believe. If you're not Nicholas, slap me on the wrist and tell me I'm wrong, but I believe I've not seen him too much before this season. So good to see some fresh faces out on circuit. I've heard a microphone in chat. That sounds like Ryan Skywalker has joined us in the commentary box. How's it going, Ryan?
Evening, guys. Sorry I took so long. I just had to get all the sheep and the cows in the camps, and now I'm here.
Well, good to hear from you in the commentary box. We're not going to be out on circuit today because of power shedding in South Africa, which is the classic thing, but good to hear from you as a driver's perspective. This circuit, I was saying, it's a very interesting one, fast flowing but quite small. How did you find the circuit?
Just before I tell you that, I just want to confirm that the tower has not gone out yet. That's very frustrating on my part because I could have been on track, but then with their reputation I would have been just on track and it would have gone out. So we'll see what time it goes out. But back to the track, yeah, I love this track actually. I only got to grips with it like at the end now during practice. It took a while because the corners are a bit tricky and some of them look like the other ones. You know, it's easy to lose concentration and find yourself in a corner that you think you are in, but you're not. They look the same.
I totally get what you mean. I get that on Nordschleife quite a lot, where every corner just seems to look the exact same, and you don't know where quite you are on track.
Yeah, definitely.
And the car as well, the Praga. Michel wasn't quite gelling with it. He was struggling to get the traction down, I think. He's not doing too badly at the minute on the 2nd row of the grid, but how do you find this Praga? Well, I seem to not. There you go. Hello, Ryan.
Yeah, there was the backup coming on.
All good, all good. I was just saying about this car, this Praga. Michelle was struggling with it earlier on, but you seem to be able to get the traction down. How'd you find it?
Yeah, we all know Michelle doesn't practice, so it's all down to practicing.
This is true. This is very true.
That's very true. I see he's now in 3rd position today.
Yeah, he's not doing too bad on the track, and if Michel's had a lot of spotlight here, as I expect him to be in a little bit worse. The timer has ticked down to 0, which means that the drivers will be completing their final laps here. Nathan Alder's not going to be improving his lap time. He's currently in 1st position, and no one coming anywhere near him quite yet. The last few drivers are going to be coming across the line. Diogo Teixeira, I think, will be the last one across the line. He's going around the final corner now. And unless he or Keith Holt can improve seriously, then this top 4 is going to remain fairly unchanged for now. One last driver actually that I have missed, and that is John Ford, currently in 4th position, coming round the final corner now. He's on a decently fast lap. Doesn't look like it's going to get him much faster though there, as he does go off the track. And that concludes qualifying with Nathan Alder in pole position, Nicolas Barriant alongside. Well, that was quite a good qualifying. As I was saying, I was quite lonely until you joined, Ryan. I don't have Spit Slam in the box, so I'm I got nowhere to bounce off.
Well,
One thing I did notice about these drivers, none of them have able to get a few laps in like consistently because the track limits of this track is so tight. If you go off a little bit on the exit curb, then it counts as a cut. So then they have to go around one more time.
That's very interesting to know. Actually, that must have hampered them in qualifying. In the race, shouldn't hamper them too much. I think they just get warnings in the race.
Yeah, I don't know how many warnings it amounts to before they get a penalty.
Potentially
But,
3.
I don't think. Yeah, maybe.
We shall see how it goes. As we saw in qualifying, though, we've got Nathan Older on pole position. Nicolas Barrion alongside in second position. Great finishing for the Frenchman there. Michel Rodriguez.
It's his first time on the front row.
I think it is. I was just thinking that. Yeah, well done to Nicolas Barrion for a fantastic qualifying there. Michel Rodriguez in third position, starting out the second row with John Ford alongside. Then on the third row of the grid, there's Nicolas Sharin and Lucas Gulicek and Diogo Teixeira, Michel Burstin, Roger Sale and Isaac Gard, your top 10. The JFA liveries standing out there in first and fourth, and Andrew Glegg a bit further back in 12th position. Can't quite see him right now. Ryan, I usually ask Spitzlam this. I'm going to ask you. First corner is a very definite one here as well with that chicane. Who's going to be in the lead by the first corner?
Well, these neon-looking flying machines over here in first and fourth are going to for sure be there. I predict that Nathan... I'm realistic. I'm not like Spitzlam who grabs straws. I predict Nathan will be in the first corner first, but I predict also that John Ford is going to take Michel into the first corner.
That's an interesting prediction there. We'll see how John Ford and Michel take their starts.
Nicolas... Michel never practices starts, so I mean, obviously...
Unless it's a GT3 in a set of Corsa Competizione.
Yeah. Well, time has come.
Yeah, certainly the time has come. The 6 red lights about to go on for the drivers here. 18 drivers on the grid, eyes on the lights. 6 red lights are on, 6 red lights are out now, and away we go. And that is a very good start from Nathan Ola there. He's going to be leading in towards the first corner. Then comes Nicolas Barrion alongside, and John Ford did get that good start that Ryan predicted. He's alongside Michel Rodriguez now before the first corner. He's got that inside line. He's going to be breaking deep, and Nicolas Barrion has outbroken himself, and there's chaos in the first corner. Absolute chaos in the first corner. Nathan Older's been taken out. Michel Rodriguez is rejoining the circuit. John Ford dropping down the order. That was a very, very messy start. The big winner of all of that was Lucas Gulicek away at the front of the pack. Nicolas Sharin has also moved up through the pack. Isaac Gard, Michel Burstin and Andrew Glegg. Andrew Glegg up from 14th position. Michel is round in the 5th corner there. Spinning around, Andrew Glegg collects him. Running out of talent a little bit in that corner. And that is a very chaotic start of this race, isn't it?
Yeah, I kind of expected that with this first corner being so tight. The tires are cold, the brakes are cold. Nobody's used to that being so cold, and everyone just plowed into each other. I'm surprised that Nathan was in there because he was so far ahead after the start. But he was the only one probably that took it easy, knowing that the stuff is cold, and then the others just came from behind.
I think that's exactly what happened. He kind of got torpedoed there into the first corner. That's a real shame for him. Getting taken out on the first lap alongside many other drivers. Diogo Teixeira dropping down a couple of positions because Andrew Glegg and Just Veers have moved through on him. And here comes John Ford to challenge him for 13th position. John Ford getting alongside and moving through on him with ease because Diogo is bruised, isn't he? That is a bruised car.
Car looks... Look at that. Oh my word. Look at that mirror. He can't even see through his window. How can he see?
Let's jump on board with him. You can see that he can barely see through and his steering input is like 90 degrees to the left as he goes down a straight. Poor Diogo into the pits now. Box. He's going to try and repair his car, but leading the race after the first lap is Lucas Gulicek, Nicolas Sharin in second position, Isaac Gard in third, Michel Rodriguez in fourth, Lil Skittle in fifth, and Victor Lundgren through on Nicolas Barrion on the start-finish line. Nicolas Barrion didn't suffer too much with that first lap chaos as he goes side by side with Victor Lundgren, did he?
And I think he just tapped Nathan and went straight on, but these sand pits are so thick that you actually lose time if you go through them. So he had to slowly caress through there until he got back onto the track, and that's how he lost all those positions. Here we go, Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac Gard and Michel Rodriguez trying to find his way through on Michel Rodriguez in the 69 car. It's 69 on 69 with Michel Rodriguez and Isaac Gard. Isaac almost got past Michelle there, but Michelle defending very well. Lil Skill runs out of talent. Oh, he spins on the circuit. Victor Lundgren somehow avoids him. Andrew Clegg likewise running out. It's them curbs, isn't it? They just send them round.
And it's so easy to go wide on that corner because you carry so much speed through it. If you just get your timing out a little bit, you're off.
Yeah, just a little bit. That's a real shame for Lil Skill to be going around there. He's now down in 14th position and well out of a shout of big points here. Gulagek still leading. There's a big battle going on here, though, for 9th position. Andrew Clegg getting tailed by Keith Holt and John Ford down the inside of Hugh Sveirs and attempting on Keith Holt, but he runs out of talent. Coming through the corner, tried to take 2 in one corner, but that just wasn't going to happen. And he goes round, locks up his tyres, and he's going to rejoin the 12th. Absolutely, he's going to be struggling to get the traction down, isn't he?
Let's see him going through the first corner if he goes into it normally.
On board with John Ford as he takes his first corner, tentatively with the tyres that are very cooked as he almost oversteers. Yeah, almost goes around. Nathan Older is battling with Isaac Johansson as well for 7th position on his recovery charge after being taken out in the first corner. That's another battered Praga. You can see him. You can just about see through the windscreen, but let's see how he looks when he gets on the straight. Is that that steering input doesn't seem to be too damaged?
Yeah, it couldn't be that bad if he decided not to pit though.
That's
he's
very
going to
true.
try it down the outside. Oh, what a move!
Yeah, lovely move there on Isaac Johansson. Round the outside, broke a little bit later, and Isaac down into 8th position now and falling into the clutches of Andrew Clegg behind. All kind of settling in.
The naughty corner for that, for letting him go around the outside. Naughty corner for him.
Are you gonna punish him for that one?
Yeah. Going around the outside, that's unforgivable.
Well, Andrew Clegg could potentially be in for another position gained here as Isaac is going quite slowly here. Andrew Clegg is closed right up to the back of him. And we'll jump on board with Andrew Clegg as he tries to make this move on Isaac Johansson, carrying a little bit more speed out the corner there than Isaac. They're going to go side by side down the start, finish straight. And Andrew Clegg has got the move signed, sealed and delivered before they've even reached the first corner. Isaac certainly isn't giving up. He's going to try and break a little bit deeper into the first corner, but Andrew Clegg is going to hold that inside line. Oh, but Isaac Johansson, fantastic defense around the outside.
You can come out of the naughty corner for that.
Isn't allowing Andrew Clegg through at all, and he's proving his point. He wants to stay in 8th position, but all this battling is allowing Hugh Sveirs to creep up behind him, and potentially we'll have a 3-car battle in a minute if this carries on.
He's very close now.
There is
the corners don't allow you to pass at this point. You're going to have to wait until the home stretch again, because that's basically the only... Oh, okay, unless you make a mistake like you did.
I think that's going to be it.
Here comes another outside move. I can watch. Now watch, he's back in the naughty corner.
Andrew Clegg trying to not recreate what Nathan Older did. Oh, lunging down the inside there.
No.
Oh! And Isaac going round. Isaac Johansson spinning around. Not sure whether that was... He was assisted round by Hughes there, or whether he went round because of a lack of traction, but he is now round down in 12th position. And these drivers are dropping like flies at the side of the circuit, aren't they?
It looks like he hit the wall also quite badly there. I wonder how his steering input is now.
Yeah, we'll jump on board with him and see how it looks as he's steering down the straight. Not the best, but seems to still be manageable. He should still carry on without going into the pits there. So 12th position for Isaac Johansson. Potentially he'll inherit some more because drivers are just falling off the circuit, aren't they?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I will go to the front of the pack because Nicholas Sharon isn't too far behind Lucas Gulagek here. Really not allowing him to run away. He certainly is. Gulagek, of course, is going to be hoping to take home a home GP win. I think that's a definitely something he's going to be hoping to do, but Nicholas is potentially looking to take it away from him there, the Polish driver. Potentially also the closest thing to a home Grand Prix. Oh no, but we had a Grand Prix in Poland, didn't we?
Yeah.
We went to...
Well, we just hope that the internet gods are with Lucas tonight and not spoil the party for his own win.
Yep, absolutely. Hopefully that all stays up, and Nicholas Sharon might be making it a little bit easier for him. Yeah, that could be commentator's curse. You have to be aware that you've got the commentator's curse in your hand now.
Oh no. Well, let me change screen so I can hand it out like sweets.
Well, there's still a tight-ish battle here for first, but I'm going to jump back because... Isaac Gard down 2 positions there, into 7th position, spinning at the tight technical section, going back up the hill, and that is a couple of positions lost for the English driver. Keith as well. Yeah. Losing a position to John Ford. John Ford trying to keep this momentum up and move back through the pack. He's going to be really looking to move through the pack because he, of course, started 4th position. Dropped down in that first lap chaos and, well, he's not quite recovered to the same degree that Nathan has. Who's that there? Just,
oh no.
And just as we were saying about Isaac, the tactic for Isaac is going to be just sit there and wait for drivers to fall off the track in front of you, and you'll be able to catch them up just as he has done. He's now very close behind you surveyors and will be looking to potentially make a move on him sometime soon. Nathan Alder seems to have gone round. That's a very rare, potentially very rare mistake for Nathan Alder there. He was quite far ahead of Isaac Gard, but he's just lost a position to him and Andrew Glegg there. And now it's, TKR 789, which is not quite the 1, 2, 3 that they would have been hoping for, but they are all line astern now. And they can battle out between the stablemates. I'm not sure what's happened to him there.
Oh, he's gone again.
Absolutely, they are. And he's going to wait and rejoin the circuit safely. Well done, Nathan, for rejoining the circuit there. But that's put him down into 10th position, and he's got a big battle ahead of him.
See, the thing
especially
with this track
if you
is
catch up to him.
If you spin, it's so hard to. You can't just battle through the pack again to get to the front. The nature of the track doesn't allow that. The corners. There's only like one major overtaking opportunity in that into turn 1, unless the guy in front of you makes a big mistake.
There's no big braking zones, are there?
Yeah, and so you're either going to have to wait for the people ahead of you to make mistakes, or just be patient for turn 1, like he is going to do now.
Absolutely, and that's what Nicholas Sharon's going to be wanting to do right now. He's got Michel Rodriguez very close behind him, filling his mirrors, but he's going to try and brake deep. Close up to Nicholas Sharon. Oh, Michel! Giving him a big bump in the first corner, allowing him back through, which is good sportsmanship, but that does drop them both right off the back of Lucas Gulacek and hampers their challenge for first position. Yeah, Lucas can breathe for a little minute now, and Michel Rodriguez isn't going to allow this battle to go untouched as he comes back on Nicholas Sharon now, trying to find a way through. He's going to come through the S's here, getting the power down, but Nicholas holding his lines, and like Ryan's been saying, there's not many overtaking opportunities except for there.
He goes wide.
Nicholas Sharon going wide. Michel Rodriguez through on him. They're going to go side by side, coming back down the hill now. Nicholas Sharon's going to have the inside line for the tighter corner here, holding onto that position just about, but Michel Rodriguez keeps the foot in, keeps on the inside. He's along the rear quarter. Oh my goodness, fantastic move from Michel Rodriguez there on Nicholas Sharon up into 2nd position. And that was a wonderful, wonderful move, but it might all be for naught because, well, I can certainly see some kind of penalty coming Michel's way for that first corner moment.
Yeah.
Lovely move there from Michel Rodriguez, though. To say that he doesn't practice much, he's still... The racecraft doesn't go away, does it?
I think it's more stubbornness than anything.
I think that's the case.
He refuses to give up.
Nicholas Sharon down in 3rd position now, still challenging Michel Rodriguez as he's coming onto the start-finish straight. He's going to try and get a hold of all of that slipstream, and he's going to be tailing him down the start-finish, but Michel Rodriguez gained a little bit of time with him coming out of that corner. I think Nicholas might have nicked his tyre on the grass there, and you can just see him dropping back slowly from Michel Rodriguez even coming down the straight.
It might be a combination of that and Michel getting a better exit out of the last corner as well.
Absolutely, probably the case. Oh, a little bit of oversteer coming out of the chicane. Yeah, a little bit of wobble there. That doesn't help matters at all. And Nicholas Barriont is back up on the back of them. Elsewhere on circuit, not too much going on, really. All the drivers kind of spread apart by a few seconds.
We leave it up to their own lack of talent now for the next incident that's going to come, because it's going to have to be somebody that spins for a position change.
Absolutely, I feel like that might be the thing. Or potentially back markers getting involved. Diogo Teixeira here in 15th position. He is going to get lapped very soon if he doesn't pick up the pace, and this could cause some chaos for the leading trio, couldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Luckily, Spitslam is not there. I think Diogo will do well to adhere to the blue flags. So Lucas doesn't have to worry that much.
Hopefully he gets out of the way of the leading drivers. There's a bit of a group of the top 5 you can kind of see on the track map, which isn't quite available for the viewers on the stream, but there's 5 coming through the final few corners, all separated it says on the timing tower about 8 seconds, but it really doesn't seem like that on the circuit. You can see Victor Lundgren here. Excuse me, Nicholas Barrion I should be looking at. Not too far behind, and that's only 4 seconds that separates them, which makes a lot more sense. So I'm getting a little bit lost with the drivers.
It's the nature of the track. It's such a small, tiny track. They look. You can see them in one picture most of the time, and that doesn't mean that they're actually close to each other.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it does lend itself to some decent racing. There is a little bit of a battle actually forming down here for 12th and 13th position. As Nathan Older, he's catching up with Isaac Johansson, but that car doesn't look too healthy, does it?
No, he's not at full pace now, and I think he knows it. He's just trying to nurse it and not spin, because now is the time that you spin easily.
I think that's absolutely the case for Nathan Older there. I think he's just going to be fighting to the line just to take home a few points for his championship charge. But this
it's a good start for the second race.
Exactly that. If he can stay on the lead lap, then absolutely. Diogo Teixeira successfully did get out of the way of the leading four, so well done to him, as he is now learning from Nicholas Barrion and the front four as to how he can improve his pace and not get lapped for the second race. Isaac Gard and Andrew Glegg are locked at the horns right now. It's two Brits going at it. On the return stretch of the circuit, there's just under a minute and a lap left, so Andrew Glegg needs to set his sights on making the move very soon if he wants to get that 6th position away from Isaac, but Isaac is going to be driving with his elbows out, as we know. Coming through the S's now, onto the back straight, or the back curve even, and into the final few corners. Let's see if Andrew is gaining any time through these corners. We'll jump on board with him now.
Yeah, this battle is for the Queen, man.
The King.
The King, I mean. Oh, he won. Oh, that was close. You know how on the edge that was? You don't necessarily see it on the screen, but the way he went off there, that little bit, that was absolutely on the edge.
That was very, very close to spinning around there for Andrew Glegg, wasn't it? Did well to hold on.
Yeah, it's at that point where your seat becomes a different color if you don't take it easy there.
That's a graphic visualization.
Hey, well, it's motorsport, man. If you spin off, it's the sand on the sand traps are brown. You get full
they
of
very
sand.
quickly become brown. Oh! Speaking of
man.
sand trap, there goes Andrew Glegg, running out of talent there, dropping further back from Isaac Gard. Isaac Gard solidifying that 6th place position now on the penultimate lap, and the battle for the lead is well and truly on. Michelle Rodriguez is looking to be an absolute heartbreaker here and take a home Grand Prix win away from Lucas Gulucek, but Lucas is defending with all that he possibly can, hugging that inside line there through the corner. Michelle Rodriguez looking to try and find a way through.
This is going to end in tears. I see that coming.
Absolutely, we'll see how this one goes. Coming down the start-finish straight, out of the final corner. Michelle Rodriguez trying to get a good exit.
Drive he's getting.
Look how close he was to the back of Lucas Gulucek there. I get the sense he might have actually lifted a touch so as not to send him round coming out of the corner, but look how much slipstream he's got. He pulls out to the outside, and Lucas Gulucek defending well, pushing Michelle Rodriguez right to the edge of the circuit. As is his right ball. Goes very wide, locks up his brakes, but sends Michelle back around, corrects him, and carries back on in first position, and they're, as they were, coming out of the first corner, but now with Nicholas Sharon and Nicholas Barrion very close behind the two of them. Now this is a race on the final lap. Nicholas Barrion tailing Nicholas Sharon, tailing Michelle Rodriguez, and Lucas Gulucek not up the road. He's not checked out after that incident yet. We'll see what the marshals make of that incident after the race, of course. But for now, we can just talk about what happens on the road. Nicholas Barrion constantly just biting at Nicholas Sharon's heels, isn't he? He's just edging towards him.
I think they have a quite close bond because they are both Nicholas, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. Makes sense. The Saint Nick. Nicholas Barrion, look at that. Diving. He just dives to the inside there in that corner. Very interesting line. Not sure if that was to get in Nicholas Sharon's head or if that's just his line, but... Well, you can see all three drivers that are ahead of him now, and they're all tailing through the S's, and it doesn't look like there's going to be any changes now unless there's an incident in the final corner.
It's going to be. If Lucas spins it in the last corner, he's going to the naughty corner.
Absolutely, he will be. He goes quite wide on that corner, loses a bit of time to Michelle Rodriguez. I think he's going to hold on to the position for it now, though. Lukas Gulucek comes out of the final corner and just about holds on to a home Grand Prix win. The Czech driver wins in Czechia. Fantastic stuff from Lukas Gulucek there. Michelle Rodriguez in second position. Great drive from him. Nicholas Sharon in third. Nicholas Barriant in fourth. Converts a second place start into a fourth place finish, but we'll see how the marshals deem the first race incident to have finished there. Victor Lundgren in fifth, Isaac Gard in sixth, Andrew Glegg finishes in seventh from 14th position. Fantastic drive from him. John Ford in eighth, that's a great recovery drive from him too. Keith Holt across the line in ninth position. Joost Veers in 10th, close behind is Isaac Johansson. Couldn't quite fight through and take Joost on the final few laps. Michal Burstin dropping down the order. He's in 12th position after a few incidents in the race for himself. And then the last few drivers, Diogo Teixeira is already across the line. Lil Skittle in 14th position. And Nathan Olde is just limping around the final corners here. Potentially might lose a position here on the final lap. This is going to go right down to the wire for 13th position. Lil Skittle's quickly closing on him here for 13th position. He's going to try and cross him on the line, and he does! Lil Skittle takes 13th position away from Nathan Olde on the line. Really, it doesn't mean that much, but that was...
Yeah, that was strategically. Nathan was lifting over there. But
I think it
looks
probably
good
was.
for Little Skittle, but he was outsmarted there.
I think so, because that is going to mean that Nathan Olde is going to start on pole position for the second race, as Diogo was one lap down.
See, the quality of Nathan Olde is he's thinking ahead now, even though his car is bruised and battered.
Oh, no, Diogo does start on pole. Well, I thought Diogo wouldn't start on pole as he was one lap down, as we've seen that before, but, well, apparently not.
Assetto Corsa again.
Assetto Corsa doing Assetto Corsa things.
Where is third place?
Third place being Lil Skittle. Did disconnect from the server. He's got 2 minutes to rejoin.
Oh, he's out celebrating now. He got that position. He's going to get drunk now. I don't think he's coming back.
He celebrated too hard.
Yeah.
Well, tactical last, says TKR Mercury in the chat,
back.
which I like. I like coming last technically. That's what I say. I always did in my racing career. Yeah, I came last, but it was tactical. I swear.
Like Ricky Bobby says, if you're not first, you're last. But he did not think of race 2 in Track Titan because then you are first.
Well, 1.5 minutes to go for the drivers on the grid. Make sure that everyone's settled, connected, staying in the game. Diogo Teixeira does take the pole position for this second race. Nathan Olde in second position after that tactical second to last finish in the first race. Hopefully, he's going to be hoping... Yeah, the Max Newt-esque, yeah, exactly. He's going to be hoping to not have a replication of what happened in race 1 where he got taken out in the first corner. Lil Skittle in third position, Michael Burstin in fifth, Isaac Hansen in sixth, Joost Veers in seventh, Keith Holt in eighth, John Ford in ninth, and Andrew Glegg. TKR stablemates starting alongside each other for row 5 of the grid. That's your top 10. The rest of the drivers filtering behind them. You've got 15 drivers on the grid here and 30 seconds to go.
To mention to Andrew Glegg, that was a well done to him for finishing in the best of the TKR guys for a change. Normally, he doesn't get that opportunity, but he took advantage of all the things ahead of him that happened, and yeah, so he got the best of the teammates.
Absolutely correct. Yes, good job, Andrew Glegg there to finish ahead of his TKR stablemates. I'm sure he'll rub it in their faces, as I certainly would if I was their teammates. 6 red lights on for the drivers here. We'll see how this one goes. Eyes on the lights. Lights go out now. Away we go. Nathan Olde does get another great start, but as does Diogo Teixeira there. Still leading the race, but not for long as Nathan Olde now gets level and alongside. Lil Skittle filtering in behind. Nathan Olde has the inside line for the first corner. Isaac Johansson's going to hug that outside line and try and protect himself from Michal Burstin. Nathan Olde's into the lead. Diogo Teixeira's in second. Lil Skittle still in third. Isaac Johansson in fourth position, securing that position from Michael Burstin. Keith Holt in fifth. What happened to Michelle?
Again.
Not dropping on the order quite as much as last time, fortunately for him, but he's now down in 13th position. Although he did start from second last, so I think that's a net gain for him. Andrew Glegg through on John Ford there, taking his TKR stablemate once again and leading.
He's got the momentum now.
Oh, but that's not going to help you at all, Andrew. Spins around. Keith Holt was going very slow in the corner as well. Absolute commentator's curse from you there, Ryan. That was
Sorry,
that was
Andrew, man.
beautiful commentator's curse. Keith is dropping on the order. They're 3 wide coming into the hairpin here. Oh, and Eustace taps Michelle Rodriguez, who taps Michelle Rodriguez, Nicholas Barriant. And that was always going to happen, wasn't it? That was always going to end in tears.
Yeah, you can't go three wide through that corner if you can't even fit one through there if you don't be careful. So
Absolutely
always
true.
going to end.
Keith Holt leading a little bit of a train here. Nathan Alder still leading them with 2.8 seconds clear ahead of Little Skill.
Yeah, I think Nathan must be careful. He's going to fall asleep in this race and spin out because he's going to be so far ahead. There's no one to challenge him.
But it seems like these cars want to spin out on this circuit, don't they? He needs to really be careful of it.
And also, a thing about these cars, once you spin, you can't. It's not like other cars I found. If you lose the rear end, you can still catch it maybe, or even stop the spin. But these cars, if it goes, it goes. I cannot stop that spin from happening until I come to a standstill.
Volatile, absolutely volatile cars.
Especially if you have traction control running, then it's even worse because then you can't spin up the rears to stop the spin.
That seems like it's absolutely going against what you want them to do. So traction control off is the order of the day for the drivers. If anyone's got traction control on, I'd flick it off now if you're listening into us. Diego Teixeira's in third position, doing much better than he did last time round. Hopefully he can hold on to this one and not go a lap down like he did last time out and hold on to this podium position. Lucas Gulacek through on Victor Lundgren there. Here comes Nicholas Sharon trying to get a piece of the pie. Keith Holt's going very slow here. The rest of the drivers moving through on him without too much of a problem. Keith must have had an incident and he's really dropped down the order, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he had a speed wobble there, and then but he caught it. Oh, that red car was on the limit there.
Absolutely. Victor Lundgren there running right on the limit. Isaac Gard is through on Isaac Johansson ahead. Victor Lundgren and Nicholas Sharon are going side by side now. Nicholas Sharon trying to find a way past the Swedish driver, defending from Keith Holt at the same time, and now he's dropping a bit further back because Victor just nailed his line there, and Nicholas drops back into the clutches of Keith, who's going to really put up a fight to him now. Keith going to try and hang it around the outside. He's got a lot of overspeed on Nicholas Sharon right now. He's got him alongside coming into the final corner. He's going to hold that inside line. Nicholas, though, going to sweep round, try and defend him. Keith Holt still holding an inside line for the final corner. Trying to get the power down. Oof, my goodness me. Still side by side in the start-finish straight. Wonderful racing from these two drivers here. We're only battling over 10th position, but this is some of the best racing that we've seen all day. Keith Holt still with the inside line for the chicane. He's going to try and break a bit deeper than Nicholas and hold on to that position. Oh, but Nicholas just breaks a little bit better than him. Slides in front into 10th position, and Keith has to resign himself to 11th until he can start to attack again a little bit later in the lap. What a fantastic little battle there.
Yeah, that first corner is a lot like Monza's T1. If you can hang it around the outside of the first part, you can have the inside line for the second one. So it's not necessarily if you have the inside line in the braking area that you're going to make the corner stick, the move stick.
Wonderful stuff from the drivers there. Further ahead, there is a battle going on here for third position on the circuit. Isaac Gard and Diego Teixeira really going at it here behind them as well. John Ford and Isaac Johansson going side by side. John Ford trying to make the move on Isaac Johansson, makes it look easy. Isaac Gard does the same on Diego Teixeira. Diego Teixeira now down in fourth position. Isaac Gard into third. John Ford into fifth. Isaac Johansson into sixth. And the Isaacs are the ones that are moving at the minute, aren't they?
You know what? This is a record-breaking track Titan race.
Oh, no!
Oh, man. Who was that, Isaac and?
That was Lucas Gulacek and Michelle Burstin going around further down the pack. And
Race
Lucas,
1 winner.
Absolutely, race 1 winner, and it's riches to rags for Lucas Gulacek, isn't it?
Like I wanted to say, this is a record-breaking race because there's 3 pairs of twinsies in this race. There's 2 Michelles, there's 2 Isaacs, and there's 2 Nicholas.
There is. I like it, actually, yeah. Speaking of Nicholas, he's now down in 15th position at the back of the grid. Lucas Gulacek's taken the position away from him. He must have had an incident himself. 9 seconds, the gap from 4th to the lead. 7 seconds, the gap from 2nd to the lead. Nathan Alder is absolutely running away from it, but it is allowing us to have this fantastic 4-way battle from 2nd all the way down to 5th here. 4 drivers duking it out, and they're all separated by a few seconds, but in these cars it certainly seems like one incident and you're right in the back of someone.
Yeah, let's see if Little Skickle can roll off the tongue in this position for the rest of the race and not roll off the track, because then he'll lose a whole bunch of positions.
Certainly we'll see. Little Skittle and Isaac defending from Isaac Gard right now. Isaac Gard on the move, trying to take that second position away from him. We know Isaac's got the pace, as he really set a good pace in qualifying, and we'll see if he can continue that into this race. Oh, right up on the rear quarter, Little Skittle nearly sends him round there. They both do well to keep it on the circuit. We'll get on board with Isaac Gard as he comes to try and take the position away from Little Skittle. Sniffs to the inside of the penultimate corner, thinks better of it, gets some overspeed, but corrects his steering coming round the penultimate corner into the final corner. Now he's going to try and get the foot down, duck into that slipstream and take the position away from Little Skittle. They both run wide. They both run very wide, but just about hold on there. And now the attack of Isaac Gard happens. He's got in the slipstream. He's going to move to the outside line. Little Skittle defends that inside line very, very well. Breaking deep. He's going to try and break a little bit deeper than Little Skittle. But yeah, good defense from Little Skittle there. And here comes Diego Texera as well.
Well done.
Yeah, fantastic stuff from Little Skittle to defend from Isaac Gard. And the battle remains for a little while longer. And it is a kind of a 50-50 circuit here. As like you said, the best overtaking opportunity is in the chicane. So now we just kind of need to watch for any mistakes to be made, don't we?
Yep. Senor Skitole is doing a battle of Middle Earth here with Isaac. And it's allowing... Oh, there he goes. It's on the outside.
Yeah, manages to find a way through on him, going around the outside. They're still side by side as they come down the hill into this typical corner for overtaking, and that really has become... Oh, Diego Texera! Oh, my goodness me. He absolutely stacks it.
In front of him.
I think he was enjoying the battle a bit too much, doesn't he? And he absolutely stacked it headfirst into the wall, dropping down the order like a sack of bricks. And that's a real shame for the Portuguese driver there to be dropping out of the running for the podium. And now that leaves us with three. Isaac Gard, Little Skittle and John Ford still battling over second position. Little Skittle, despite losing position, hasn't dropped back at all. And he's keeping John Ford at arm's length right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he definitely is. I haven't had the opportunity to drive behind somebody on this track in this car, but I don't know how much of an effect the aero has, you know, following somebody so close. But I think that's what happened to Diogo maybe, through that fast and right-hander.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it could have been. It's difficult corner anyway with that compression. Tried it. He certainly thought about it, but didn't quite pull it off. He, I have to say, in our grand scheme of first corner moments at the circuit, I was fully expecting him to just plough into the back of Isaac Gard there, but he did well to not do that. But he's certainly challenging him now for that second position. A tight battle here between the three drivers.
Yeah, I think Isaac had to kick a hole into Great Britain to get that car stopped in time. Otherwise, he would have been right into him.
Absolutely. It's going almost side by side, John Ford and Little Skittle. Thinking about it, Michelle Rodriguez has managed to get himself through on Keith Holt. Looks like Keith might have had an incident there, so we'll go back to this battle here between Keith, Little Skittle and John Ford. John Ford now around the outside of Little Skittle there.
Wow.
Wonderful run out of the corner there. Looks up his brakes coming to the corner, but it doesn't matter. That was beautiful stuff, wasn't it, Ryan?
Yeah, he carried so much speed through that corner. Little Skittle was looking like he was searching for parking in a parking lot. And John was like, just get out of my way, I have a meeting.
Well, John through into third position. He's going to be looking to take that second position away from Isaac Gard to get a TKR 1-2. But Isaac certainly won't be giving it up easily. We know that Isaac likes to race with his elbows out where required.
Yep, fully padded.
We've got a nice battle here going on over fifth position. Isaac Johansson battling with his fellow Swedish meatball Victor Lundgren. Almost allows him through there as Victor Lundgren speeds by him, but Isaac Johansson tries to dive back down the inside, and that allows Nicholas Sharon to move through on him. Nicholas Sharon, capitalist of the year, absolutely seizes the opportunity. Moves through on Isaac Johansson. Now he's side by side with Victor Lundgren. Is this going to be two drivers in just as many corners? Looks like it is for Nicholas Sharon, up into fifth position. He's going to try and hold on to this position, pushes Victor Lundgren to the edge, and they both go around. Goodness me. Can you believe it?
He had to have two meatballs at once.
He tried to fit two meatballs in his mouth at once, and it was never going to happen.
Did your mom not teach? Oh, who's that?
Andrew Glegg also going around in the exact same corner there. Not sure if he came to blows with Just, but
he might have braked and thought there's an accident in front, and then just like sympathy adventure, you know?
I think that might have been the case there, but he's now down in 13th position. Nicholas Sharon also spinning out again after cooking his tyres with that incident. He's going to be dropping well down now, down in 12th position, and that's a real shame because that was a fantastic battle. At the front of the pack,
he should stay out of the kitchen though. two meatballs and he's cooking his tyres. Out of the kitchen.
John Ford on the leaderboard was showing us ahead of Isaac Gard, but that was a timing error. Isaac Gard still maintaining that second place ahead of his fellow Brit. 3.5 minutes to go. Nathan Older has extended his lead at the front of the pack out to 15 seconds to Isaac Gard. He's just running away with it, keeping it on the black stuff, and that's exactly what you need to do. John Ford with a little bit of a lock up there into the first corner as well. What's that?
Adam, I got a question for you. Why are these two guys are both Brits, but they've got different flags? Why do you have two flags?
What, in the UK in general?
Yeah, like the one is white and red, and the other one is.
Oh, the white and red is for England, but the one that we see Andrew Glegg with is the UK flag, which is England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland.
That sounds so racist. Why all of them together?
Because the UK is a country, but it's also 4 countries.
That doesn't even make sense.
I agree.
4 countries. That's why everyone is always fighting, because they always think that they are a country, but they are more than one.
Well, we're getting quite deep into...
You said Northern Ireland, or what?
Yeah, Northern Ireland, yeah.
Oh yeah, they in Southern Ireland are not buddies, eh?
Not the best, we could say. Well, I don't want to get into 80s political discourse, but yeah, I wouldn't say that they are the best buddies.
Hey, they almost had like a civil war as well. Oh, who's that?
Isaac Hansen has managed to get out of the track limits. I don't know how he's managed that, but he was outside of the Armco. That's very impressive.
No, I did that once in Monaco.
Oh god, we all remember that. Absolutely all remember that.
That was chaos.
It certainly was.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Quick shout out to Keith Holt, running in 6th position. Yeah. He's doing very, very well at the minute. He's capitalised on a few people ahead of him just spinning out, and so he's just carrying on with a steady, stable drive and picking up the points, which I think is a running theme with Keith, isn't it? He just kind of sticks to his drive, keeps it steady, and picks up points where other drivers, fall apart. He doesn't fall apart.
Well, I'll tell you a thing about Keith, right? Every time I end up behind him in race 2, he makes himself very wide. He goes on a anti-diet and he doubles himself, and he laughs at him. He laughs at that. Like I asked him once after the race, you know what? Every time I come behind you, it's so hard to pass Keith, right? You have to really send it if you want to get past. And he chuckled. He's like, yeah, I enjoy being in front of you. At least I get to be in front of you for a little bit. Because he says he knows I'm coming, but then he tries everything in his power to just keep me behind as long as he can. It always happens. When I'm behind him, I say, oh, Keith again, god damn it. And then it takes me a lap or 2 to get past.
And it usually works as well. He's a very good defensive driver, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fantastic.
And, currently running in the 6th position. So doing very well for himself at the minute, picking up a decent haul of points as it stands. The rest of the drivers... Once again, we've settled into this part of the race where they're kind of separated by a few seconds. We've got just under 1 minute and a lap to go, which means I think we're going to get 2 more laps out of them here. Yeah. And we'll see if anyone... I think at this point we're once again waiting for someone to just really slow down in front of someone else.
It's on Michelle.
It's absolutely on Michelle. All eyes are on Michelle to be messing up in front of Keith right now. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, that's exactly why I'm looking at Keith.
I can read you like a book.
Yep, absolutely. Elsewhere on track.
He's catching him. Slowly but surely he's catching him.
Oh, there we go. That's exactly what we were looking for. Deuce Veyers is the first one to bite. He goes deep in the first corner, loses a position to Nicholas Barrion, and this brings us a nice battle here for 8th position between Nicholas Barrion and Deuce Veyers. It's a big battle. Which way do you want your red, white, and blue flag? Sideways or long ways?
What has happened to Track Titan that we are like begging for battles at the end of the race between P8 and P9? Everyone's so split apart. It used to be so close all the time.
Well, less chaos, you know? There's been surprisingly less chaos.
They've grown up. Yeah, the second race, actually, the start was quite good. Nobody went round, if I'm not correct.
No, at the start of the race, they were all quite well behaved. So
I think they learned from the first race.
I think they did. 20 seconds almost, the gap between Nathan Older and Isaac Gard, and as a result, Nathan Older is already starting his final lap. Isaac Gard currently only just come across the line. There's a serious gap.
Which country is bordering this country?
What, that Isaac Gard is? Well, Isaac Gard with the England flag. He's got Wales and Scotland alongside him to fight with us for. See, you should know these from the. You should excuse me. You should know these from the rugby, Ryan.
No, what I was asking, sorry, my phone fell and my earphones went flying, so that was unfortunate. But what I was asking was, which country is bordering this one, where the race is being held now? The next one.
In Czechia, Germany, Austria, Poland.
So Nathan has already been past check-ins at the border with his passport. That's how far ahead he is.
Nathan's already in Stuttgart. He's in Germany. He's gone through check-in.
Connecting flight.
Absolutely, he is. He's flown away at the head of the field here. 20 seconds the gap. Nathan Older round the final corner. He's going to cross the line and take home a fantastic win here at Autodrom Most. Spitslam's in the chat. He says he's surprised to see you in the comms box, I think, Ryan.
Yeah, watch out, boy. I'm coming for your job.
Isaac Gard running wide in the penultimate corner there, but that's not going to be enough to drop him into the clutches of John Ford. He crosses the line 20 seconds back from Nathan Older in second position. Great finish for the Englishman there, and then John Ford in third position. TKR 1 and 3 this evening. Little Skittle, much better finish this time round for Little Skittle. In fourth position. Michel Rodriguez, fantastic race from him to go from second last to fifth. I think that was probably our biggest winner this second race, so a fantastic evening for Michel. Keith Hall in sixth position. Oh, what's happened in the final corner? Oh no! Victor Lundgren and Nicholas Barriant seem to have come together in the final corner. Jus Meyers has taken home 7th position. Nicholas has disconnected and Victor has taken 8th with Nicholas Sharon in 9th and Andrew Glegg in 10th. Chaos in the final corner. We only just saw the kind of end of that with the with the burst of sand. Andrew Glegg's upside down. There's chaos in the first corner. We should.
Told you get dirty if you go over there.
We should grab some race winners. Do
you think we will be able to get Nathan on the flight? I mean, hopefully they've got Wi-Fi there.
Hopefully they've got flight on the Wi-Fi
that
he's on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right, let's see if we can grab who was our race 1 winner. It was Gulagjek. Let's see if he jumps in the chat or I can ping him. But a decent race, decent pair of races tonight, actually. Michelle in the chat, actually, it's not, I forgot to comment on. Michelle had mediums on in qualifying, so it explains why he had a real turn of pace in the races, because he actually probably put his softs on finally.
Yeah, you see, that's another lack of talent, of practice also.
Absolutely.
Because who races on mediums in qualifying?
Absolutely. Let's see if we can grab our winners.
While we wait for them, I just want to give a big heads up to Isaac Gard. This season, for me, Isaac has performed way above his pay grade. He's been up there almost every race with us.
Absolutely, yeah. A fantastic season so far for Isaac Gard, and he's really been proving himself.
And he's been consistent.
Yeah, absolutely, he has. He's been proving himself with the very best. Let's grab Gulagjek first. Gulagjek, home Grand Prix win. How does that feel?
It's feel great.
You almost had it stolen from you by Michel Rodriguez at the end, and well, I'll say about the end of race 1. Yeah, you almost had it stolen by Michel Rodriguez. How hard are you defending in them last few laps?
Yeah, I was sweating really hard. Like I couldn't. He was so fast. I obviously slowed down in quali, so I knew that will be a carnage on turn 1.
You managed to just about hold him off right to the line, and the start of the race was even more chaotic. What did you see from your viewpoint?
I saw some black car just dive bombing everyone, and I knew that that's going to be bad. But
That's
then
very
I s-
racist.
then I saw clear track, and I thought there will be the safety car, but there wasn't.
Really?
I
Where's
don't know how.
Pitslab? He's in England. The safety car's in England.
Yeah, so that's about it.
Well, I can also say well done to you, Lucas. You would have been in the naughty corner if you didn't win that race. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Well
you
done.
did very, very well in the first race, and then the second race, you
No,
just
the
had
wheels
to.
come off.
Yeah, the wheels came off, didn't they?
Yeah, will came off. No, I made mistake into the I don't know in sector 2 I think, and yeah.
Did you not go off at that fast right-hander, if I'm not mistaken?
No.
Somewhere in there, close to the S.
The corners
Can't
after
remember now.
fast right-hander I went off.
Oh yes, that right-left.
Goodness me. Well, great racing, Guliczek. I
Is
don't
that-
have
was
too
this your
much more
first
to
win?
say. This season, potentially, first win?
This season is my first win.
Well done.
Okay,
Very well
well
done.
done.
Good to see you on the top step of the podium this season, and hopefully
Don't
we'll
drink
chat to
all
you
of that
again.
champagne.
Yeah.
I don't have any champagne, but I will have a beer or two.
Well done,
Tomorrow
Guliczek.
he's like, oh, I can't practice. I've got a headache.
Don't be encouraging alcoholism, Ryan.
Hey, no, I'm just saying.
Guliczek, thanks for chatting to us. We'll catch you next time. But yeah, well
Thank
done
you.
for your race win.
See you.
Let's grab Nathan. Nathan, you join us here as a race 2 winner. There's not too much to say about race 2 for you. You just kind of cleared off at the front, so I'll kind of gloss over that. Race 1 is the one that I really want to come to. And obviously I'm going to come to the start of the race. What happened from your vantage point?
Well, a good start, a clean start. Had a bit of a gap to the guy behind, and brakes. What I thought was late enough, and the guy behind sent it up the inside. I saw him coming, so I left him room, cut back underneath him, and then I was hit in the side by a torpedo. I don't know who it was, but yeah, it was pretty.
It
pretty
wasn't
violent.
Ryan, I can tell you that.
It wasn't Ryan this time.
Yeah, it makes a change. It wasn't Ryan this time. No, you're right, mate. You're right. But yeah, I'm not sure who it was, but they got it a little wrong. They probably missed their braking point by a good 50 yards. But yeah, then the car, I had bad rear end damage, so I was trying to manage the rear end the whole race. And I was making good progress. I think I got up to about 6th. And then, yeah, I got a bit eager on the throttle out on the exit of 2, spun the rear up, round it went, and then overheating the tyres, and then it was undrivable for a lap. So decided to take it easy and, yeah, start a bit further up in race 2.
Well, and that worked out for you. You tactically came second last, which ended up putting you on the front row. And then, like I say, there's not too much to say about race 2 because you just kind of were on your own. I bet it was a bit boring for you, really.
Yeah, it was a bit of a qualifying run, really. I think
Yeah.
I managed to keep most of my laps in the 134s. There was only 2 in the 135, so I was happy with the stint. It was a fast stint, so yeah, it was still fun. But yeah, shame about race 1. It would have been a lot more of a battle with the guys at the front because they were all pretty quick at the front. So yeah, shame. But no, it was still a win. So that's positive. And with Ryan missing a race, makes the gap a little bit bigger.
Well, it certainly does. I think your biggest challenge is going to be from someone like John, isn't it, at this point? But
I think
yeah.
after this race, he's
Guliczek?
done it, actually, to be honest.
I've not.
Is
Yeah,
that
I,
6th?
no
I'm
idea.
800 behind. I'm 800 behind now, and you've added another 300. I mean, there's no way.
No, I mean the drop rounds will help you, won't they? I'm not sure how many bad results you've had. I mean, obviously you missed 2 tonight. You had the NASCAR races that you missed a couple. When the,
No, but they scored me on those, eh?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, your drop rounds should bring you right back in it. So yeah, maybe next time out.
I'll put all those numbers in Chat GPT, and then we'll see how much space there is left to have a battle. Because we
Okay,
can't,
yeah.
for the life of us, ever work out with these
No,
drop rounds
Keith
where
is,
it is.
Keith is the maths man. I'll leave it to him.
Yeah. No,
Right,
it's
well,
good though.
Championship wise, looks like you're in the driving seat, let's say, and
Nearly there.
On his
Yeah.
way to Germany.
oh, we were saying that by the end of the race you were already checked out and on your flight to Germany before Isaac Gard even crossed the line because you were that far ahead.
Yeah, it was quite a gap there, wasn't it, in the end? Yeah.
Absolutely,
Across the
20
line,
seconds.
I got back to the pit lane and, yeah, like you say, straight on an aeroplane and out of Czech Republic.
I want to ask you something, Nathan. When you had that accident in race 1, did it cross your mind? Did you want to pit, or did you think, okay, you were rather going to just try and keep out and hopefully the car will hold?
I gave it, obviously, the remainder of lap 1 and the car felt okay. So I never really thought about pitting. I did think for a minute maybe the safety car would come out, but then realised no, there is no safety car this week. That was last week. But that would have been nice if the safety car had come out. But yeah, no, I didn't
Yes,
think about
Fitzlan.
pitting. Yeah, I don't know where Fitzlan's in the UK, isn't he? He said
He's in London, yeah.
on a school trip or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the safety car's not in the right country then. No.
Yeah, he's lost, man.
Yeah, he was in UK and we're all in Czech Republic.
Yeah, he's in the wrong country.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, well, after all that chaos, still a race win.
Yep.
As I said, still a good stint in the championship, and I'm sure it won't be the last time we're talking to you anyway, Nathan.
Hopefully not. Yep. Cheers, guys.
See you later, Nathan.
No,
Thanks. See you
that's-
later. Bye. See you later.
Yeah, that was a good race.
goodness me. Oh, what a fantastic
What's up
race.
with you?
I'm dying, apparently.
I can hear so.
No, yeah, fantastic stuff. Thank you, Ryan, for joining us this time round.
Pleasure, man.
Obviously, normally see you racing, but
Not
it's been
we want to be normally. I mean, I would much rather be out there with the guys slugging it out. But yeah, what can you do?
it's been a fantastic experience being out with you anyway. So
I just hope you're gonna meet up with Spitzlam when you're in the same country. It would be a tragedy if you didn't.
I'll have to see if he's about tomorrow. I'm actually in London tomorrow.
Oh, you must
Drop-
ask his mom. He's still young.
That might be a bit weird, wouldn't it?
No, I mean, to see him, not his mom.
I'll see his mum. Yeah, no, that's what it's fits on. I'm gonna
Well,
go
yeah,
meet your mum.
But Slam's mom has got it going on.
This stream has descended
Anyway.
into chaos.
Yeah, this is going crazy now.
Yeah, fantastic 2 races. Thanks to everyone that joined us on the stream. It's been very enjoyable. And we'll catch you next week for the next round, which is at... Drum roll,
Pragas.
because I forgot which one it is. Magello.
Isn't it Group B?
Magello, Group B. Audi
one
Quattros.
thing about that track, we're gonna have the return of the Icemen and the Flying Finn next week.
Oh, fantastic. Really?
Yeah, allegedly Henry and Max are coming back for that race, so we'll look forward
Oh,
to that.
we certainly will. Well, everyone make sure you tune in next week. We might see the return of some familiar faces. And Ryan back on
Yep.
track. But until then,
Hopefully.
yeah, I'll see you guys later.
Cheers.